In Milan, only 25 people at the time can see the most famous painting in the world, the mysterious Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper. If you want to be one of them, you need to plan ahead, and I will show you how. In this Milan travel guide, we will look at main attractions, when is the best time to visit, where to stay, how many days to spend, best ways to get around Milan, and much more. Hi guys, I'm Rok and I'm a tour guide, and I can't wait to share with you the best Milan travel tips. First, main attractions. Torre Branca is the highest point of Milan, offering one of the best views. Next is Leonardo da Vinci, and one of the best museums dedicated to him is Leonardo III Museum, full of da Vinci's machines. Here is also one of the largest science and technology museums in Europe, and it also includes a collection of Leonardo da Vinci's machines. As Milan is also a city of fashion, it has stunningly beautiful and world's oldest shopping mall. Even graveyards are fashionable, as Cimitero Monumentale looks like an open-air gallery. Brera Art Gallery holds one of Italy's finest Renaissance and Baroque art collections. One of the landmarks is also Sforzesco Castle. Here is also the most famous opera theater in the world, Teatro alla Scala. Famous painting Last Supper is in a dining hall of the monastery complex of Santa Maria della Grazie. But the most impressive landmark of Milan is the cathedral, the largest church in Italy that took nearly 6 centuries to complete. Besides main attractions, Milan is also full of charming neighborhoods, with restaurants and bars serving famous aperitif that was invented here. But before you start packing, let's check when is the best time to visit. While Milan is worth visiting all year, the most popular months are July and August, but those are actually the worst. Tourist crowds are peaking and it gets very hot, and there are better options. Milan has 4 distinct seasons, and while it's humid year-round, in summertime the moist air is accompanied by high temperatures. On the other hand, winters are very cold and foggy thanks to the vicinity of the Alps. Much better options than sweaty summer or foggy winter are spring and autumn. Absolute best spring months are April and May. Average daytime temperatures climb into 60s and 70s with a mix of sunny and rainy days. Best autumn month is October, as in September the city is sold out due to its world-famous Fashion Week, and November can already get cold. Still, if you end up visiting Milan in summer, plan well in advance, including booking your tickets, restaurants, and accommodation. Speaking of accommodation, what are best places to stay in Milan and how expensive is it? It can get tricky balancing between accommodation price and value if you don't know the city. Zone 1 of Milan, also known as the historical center, includes most attractions and offers several good accommodation areas. If budget is not a problem, the very central part around the cathedral, known as Duomo, is the best accommodation area. Here are the most elegant buildings and many sightseeing and shopping opportunities. Right next to the cathedral is elegant shopping mall with high-end brands, and next to it is the oldest shopping gallery. East and south are shopping streets, and within a walking distance are many attractions, museums, galleries, and world-famous opera house. Traffic is restricted, and despite good public transport and taxi service, you will need to do some walking. But this great location comes with a price tag. In summer, 4-star hotel room is between 180 and 480 euro, while Airbnb starts from 160 euro and the prices average at around 250 euro. Another good accommodation area is just northwest of the Duomo, known as Brera district. It is a pedestrian-only quarter with beautiful palaces and houses, cobbled streets, and artistic vibe. It has beautiful shops and lots of good and stylish restaurants, creating a relaxed and pleasant atmosphere. If you're shopping for jewelry and antiques, this is the place. Here is also the most important art gallery in the city. Unfortunately, there aren't many hotels available in the area, but there are some apartments ranging from 135 to 400 euro. More affordable areas are 2 neighborhoods on the northern edge of the historical center called Chinatown and Sempione. Close by is a major railway station and attractions like Cimitero Monumentale, Arch of Peace, Sforzesco Castle and Sempione Park. There are also some great bars and clubs and wide variety of hotels and apartments. In summer, a 4-star hotel room is between 90 and 250 euro. An Airbnb starts from 90 euro and the prices average at around 170 euro. My favorite area is just outside of Zone 1, a historical area around the canals known as Navigli. It offers a relaxed atmosphere with lots of aperitivo bars, restaurants, antique shops, and vintage clothing stores. It's a popular area to hang out and to experience nightlife. In summer, a 4-star hotel room is between 220 and 420 euro. An Airbnb starts from 90 euro and the prices average at around 180 euro. Now that you're familiar with the best accommodation areas, you must decide how many nights to book. In the high season, many hotels and Airbnbs have a minimum stay requirement of 2 nights. To see just the main highlights around Duomo and experience some high-end shopping without visiting museums and galleries, then 1 full day could be enough. However, to experience 12 main attractions from my video Things to Do in Milan, you would need at least 2 very long full days. Milan is also a big city with many beautiful attractions, museums, galleries, restaurants and bars, so probably you should plan for 3 full days. Now that you're all set, it's good to know how to get around Milan. First, you can fly into one of 3 Milan airports well connected by European and international airlines. For private transfers around the city, you can use Uber or taxi. All taxis are white and can be picked up from dedicated taxi stands. You can call a taxi using a WeTaxi app linked in the description or ask your restaurant or hotel to call one for you. Otherwise, getting around the historic center is manageable. A walk from one end to another takes about an hour. You can use various e-scooters and public bike sharing called Bike Me run by the city. Bike Me app lets you find a station near you and unlock a news bike for daily subscription of 4.5 euro, and more info is in the link below. Public transport has a decent network of trams, buses, and very useful underground metro system, all using the same ticket. Tickets are available at every metro station, at tobacconists or news agents, where a single ticket ride costs 2 euro. You can also use your phone and ATM Milano official app linked in the description below. Ticket must be stamped and only then it is valid for 90 minutes. During its validation period, you can combine more vehicles and multiple entries on the subway. There are also 1-day ticket for 7 euro and 3-day ticket for 12 euro. All tickets must also be validated when leaving the metro station. Popular way to see Milan attractions is also hop-on, hop-off bus that runs all year and has 3 lines. Now, remember Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper? It's painted on the wall of a monastery and it is very fragile. To preserve it, a constant room temperature is required and the entry is restricted to only 25 people on every 15 minutes. But considering millions of tourists in Milan, it's actually very easy to get the ticket. You don't need to book it years ahead, not even months ahead, but exactly 2 months before you go to Milan. On the official website, link in the description, booking reservations open up every 2 months for the following 2 months in order to prevent long waiting lists. If you forgot to book ahead, you can still try your luck with guided tours, as sometimes they have some spots left. I will link them in the description below. Much cheaper, but also a great Milan experience is a tram ride. Most trams have been modernized, but there are still some old school ones worth hopping on and having a blast. You can also save on museum entrances if you visit them on the first Sunday of each month, when civic museums are free of charge. My last tip is about tipping. Some places will include a service tip in the bill, so look out for servizio on your bill. When you don't see it, leave a 10 to 15% tip for great service, whereas in cafes, leaving spare change is adequate. For the best Milan experience, I made a list of my favorite tours available in the description below. To learn more about the best things to do in Milan, check my video in the top corner. Thanks for watching and see you next time.